What am I watching? It's another rugby compilation by 3 or 4 different guys that are doing rugby highlights with a little bit of a message from the Springboks. Okay, guys, hey, welcome back. I just finished doing a clip with this guy. He was really cool. I really enjoyed him. I'm trying to remember what that other guy's name was, man. The bodybuilder. It wasn't Hulkman or anything like that, but it was something like that. The dope guy was the other guy who's actually been doing videos for quite a short time now. But yo, man, I got to take my hat off to him for his determination and the amount of videos he's done, man. It's actually very impressive. How much he's learned in the last 2 months is incredible. So I love rugby, but I've been doing movies and videos. I actually started off my site with vegan cooking videos, just for the hell of it, and then during Corona and stuff like that. I think Corona was a big change for a lot of people. Funny enough, I like to think about 2012. The thing before 2012 happened, the alignment and everything. There were a lot of people who were saying that it's going to be a spiritual or a social change. It's not that the alignment of the planets was going to cause, people believed in earthquakes and shifting the poles and all that, but the spiritual leaders or the religious people, or the spiritual people, let's not say religious people, let's say the spiritual people, said that it was going to be a change in the mind shift because we've completed a cycle and we're going into a new era. And people have forgotten about that, man. But for me, I think if you look back to the last 10 years, there definitely has been a mind shift change with regards to what we as a society are now willing to discuss. I was born in the 80s. So, when we were born, the world was still run by religion and by good ethics. Now with freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of legalization of drugs, and all the different things that have come about with the LGBTQ community and people fighting for their rights, and this incredible amount of segregation which has happened in order to identify us as individuals, and then to bring us back together again, to show that yes, we needed to be separated because there were so many different cultures and religions and beliefs, and a couple that needed to stand out by themselves to be identified as a part of our team, but then to be brought back together as a team. So I think we're at the point now where all the ridiculous, over-the-top woke and the stupidity that Disney's gone through, and all the just contradictory bullshit with different races and creeds, and understanding the difference between women's rights, and especially now in the elections, people are voting for black and white instead of for what is right. So I believe that apartheid era is coming back. All the work that President Mandela did to bring us together as a team, it feels like all the new political leaders are trying to separate us and to create that apartheid again, but not an Afrikaans or a white run apartheid, but more a black run apartheid. So there's a weird kind of unnecessary psychological thing happening in the world now with elections. And the irony is South Africa and America are on elections at the same time. And all I want to say is, don't vote for black or white. Vote for what is right. I saw a guy with a political uniform on the other day. I'm not going to say which party it was. And I went up to him and I said, I'm not arguing with you or anything like that, but explain to me why you're wearing that hat. What does your company stand for? He goes, no, I'm proud to be a part of this. And I said, okay, what your company that you, or your political party that you are now promoting by wearing that t-shirt or by wearing that hat, you are now saying, I'm a part of this part of this political movement. But what does your political movement feel about abortion? What do they feel about women's rights? What are they doing about education in schools? What is their belief, or what is their lowest what's it called, salary? Your lowest what's the word I'm looking for now? I've got all the things in my head now about abortion, women's rights, the government paying for certain things like education, medical aid. What is the other word I'm looking for? Forgotten what the word was. But while I was asking this guy this, he just looked at me as if I was completely stupid, because all he cared about was standing together with his culture. He didn't understand that we're in a time, it's 2024 for crying out loud. You know, it's not 1980. Where we believed in segregation. The whole world, you can't go into a business, even if you go into a Chinese restaurant or into an Italian restaurant, there's still other people working there, there's still other cultures. So anyway, let's get into rugby, man. We've gone 4 minutes on 4 minutes on political conversation again. I'm sorry, let's just get into this. I dig this guy. The fact that he says shalom when he starts off his videos is also, I love it. I think it's such a welcoming way of greeting people. So let's just get into this. Shut up, I'm sorry about the election thing. Let's just go.
Shalom family, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the family. So today's video, guys, we have a reaction. We're doing South Africa versus England, the semifinals. I'm excited to see this game, guys, and I'm not going to hold you up any longer. Let's get right into the video.
Who will seize the day, England or South Africa? Tom Curry offloads to Joe Marler for his first touch.
Sorry, can I pause you just for a second, buddy? Sorry, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do more of the skills and the fast steppers and all that with him, but he basically does a lot of South African stuff with regards to food and schools and all that. So these are the only two. Well, he did. I'm doing this one and then the All Blacks one because I want to see what he thinks of the All Blacks. I don't see any All Blacks videos with him. And as much as I love South Africa, dude, South Africa wouldn't be where we were if it weren't for the All Blacks, man. And I always say that. So if you want to comment about that, you're more than welcome to. It's not that I don't read the comments, it's that I know that people that comment are normally angry people. So be a happy commenter.
Peter Steph du Toit might have turned this over. No, it's a penalty. Owen Farrell has the first points of the semi-final.
I hated this game.
So the first thing I want to say, guys, is that these guys be hustling for the ball. The one guy was rolling on the ground with his shirt off and everything. I mean, they're going hard. You can tell these guys on both sides want it already. So I'm excited.
I'm going to pause it here while your other links are up here. Yeah, when I stayed in Cape Town, we actually had a lynx that used to come and drink at our swimming pool. I lived on the mountain, so while it wasn't my house, I mean, it was a guest house. And we used to have this wild lynx that used to come drink at our swimming pool. It was amazing, dude. Anyway, so yeah, that's lynx. I've got too many personalities trying to have a conversation with you right now, which is fine. I think that's why I enjoy doing this. Some people knock me about the fact that I'm doing videos of other people's videos, but this is who I am, man. I've got like 7 or 8 different characters inside me. The whole MPD, you know, I hate it when people use bipolar or stuff like that as an excuse. Oh yeah, no, dude, I'm a OCD, bro. And then you go into the house and the fucking dishes haven't been washed for 3 days. That's not OCD. I'm so sick and tired of people using OCC. And parents, oh my word, parents that keep on feeding their kids medicine for Ritalin. My mate was divorced, like most people are, and his kid was 12 years old, 11 years old, and his wife, they always for like 2 years they fought about the kid being on Ritalin. And he was like, no. The only reason why the kid is on Ritalin is because the new age millennials or woke or whatever you want to call them, they love being inside. They love being on their phones. There's such a minimalistic percentage of the new age people that are actually fitness orientated. So I love shows like Ninja Warrior and stuff like that. But it's still so limited, man. There are still, the obesity in the world is ridiculous. So yeah. So what were we talking about? Links. Oh, the England game. I really didn't like this game. You know, when you play rugby, I suppose rugby is a lot like golf. You've got a personal challenge all the time about, you're aware of the mistakes you're going to make. You're aware of the fact that you need to maintain a happy place, you know, like Happy Gilmore. You need that happy place when you play in a game to be focused only on your game. Put all your personal shit aside, especially when the media starts knocking you or starts giving you shit, or the fans start saying that you suck, you missed that goal, you shouldn't have missed that tackle, why didn't you score, the field was open, you dropped the ball. So there's a lot of psychological influence that comes in to playing a game of rugby. But this England game, man, what you might not know about rugby, it's always the north against the south. So northern hemisphere rugby is different to southern hemisphere rugby. Some might argue that southern hemisphere is faster, more offloads, much quicker, more much faster, quick lineouts, all that kind of stuff. You know, the north tries to copy that. But of all the teams that could have won the World Cup, I just didn't want England to win. Just their approach and everything, whether it was psychological or not, I just hated it, and I was really glad that England lost. So yeah, just rivalry. That's all. I mean, nothing else. Just the team.
Let's see what was in store. And also, these goalposts look very, very skinny, so I know it's a lot more difficult to kick a field goal in rugby, or I think that's what it's called, than the NFL, for sure.
What about the fact that we kick from all over the place, not just in line?
Ball might be out there. Now it's another advantage coming England's way. And Owen Farrell adds another 3 for England. Livick's in the pocket. He kicks high again for the chasers.
I'm loving this freedom chasers here. I love that.
Well taken, Elliot Daly, but there's the penalty for South Africa. Shot clock counting down, but Marnie Livick beats it and sends it through the middle. Stewart to Mitchell, good hands.
Oh, yes, that try. Yes, that try that we've seen 1,000 times.
That guy from England, that boy got moves. I ain't gonna lie, that boy can juke. You seen him hit him with the come here. That boy reaching like this. Even though I'm going for spring box, you know, I gotta give it to the guys who got skills and talent on the other team for sure.
Yeah, look, dude, I think that's the crazy thing about sport. Even though you might hate the team, you really do respect what they can. You know, and there are a lot of times, I mean, obviously when Jono Loma was playing, you know, because of not only the size, but the skill and the speed. And, you know, there've been a lot of players like that. I mean, Ndolo was another one as well. And then the sad thing is you get 3 or 4 guys that mark them during the game. You're like, this guy needs more than one guy on him. I want you 3. And you actually, if you watch this World Cup that he's... Oh, wait, I lied. It was the World Cup before this. Peter Steph du Toit was given freedom of range with regards to the fact that he's a number 7. So normally a 7 marks a 7. Your numbers mark each other, 11 on 11, 15 on 15 kind of thing. You know, because the fact is your number determines your size, your position, and your abilities. So you don't want a number 1 up against the number 12. You know, you don't want your single numbers against your double digits. Your double digits are your fast guys. Your 10s to your 15s, 22s are your fast guys. You know, every now and then you'll get a forward with a 24 or something on his jacket. But it's just because of the number of players. Make a negative comment if I'm wrong. I love it. But yeah, so I even though you might hate the team that you're playing against and you want them to lose, you always respect who they are and the fact that they are the best of their players. So yeah, but All Blacks, man, no matter how many times the All Blacks beat us, you just still love them, dude. You just can't not love the All Blacks. I'm sorry, they're just beyond amazing. The same with Japan. Japan loses a lot of games, but what they achieved and what they were able to accomplish was pretty similar to South Africa, man. You know, they weren't in the game for a long time, but when they decided to be a part of it, they really made an impact.
So that guy, he looks good.
Yeah, he does look good.
22 minutes gone in the semi-final. England with a penalty advantage.
Comment on where the ball is, dude.
Look like that boy kicked it and made it curve at the last minute. That was impressive, guys.
Oh,
like kick.
You should see
got some good legs on him.
Yeah, you should see the Dan Carter kick, man.
By 6 points. Heavy favourites coming in to this semi-final. There's a penalty advantage. Malherbe carries it in.
Get in there.
Andre Pollard off the bench early.
In the last
first 3 points of the semi-final.
In the last episode, you were asking how much rugby players get paid. Andre Pollard, as far as I know, is the highest paid Springbok.
I think his name Kobe is a baller, guys. I've heard that he's the best player on the team, or one of the best.
Well, funny enough, Cheslin Colby is the second highest rugby player in South Africa right now. Not in rands, though, in pounds or dollars. Because they play international during off-season, so they go overseas. It's actually quite incredible if you see how international all the players are. You find it difficult because, I mean, in school rugby, you hate the school that you're playing against and you're not friends with them. You know, then, of course, you go into Craven Week, which is when all the schools play together and then become part of the Springbok teams or the club rugby and stuff like that. So it's amazing how much you want to stay as an individual team, but also how important the interaction is with other teams. That always blew my mind as an adult watching rugby, because when you're at school, everybody's your enemy, bro. But then you learn to realize that the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Best players on the team. And that boy got up for that one. He wanted that one for sure. Now, I'm not sure what would have happened if he didn't get it. Would it be the other team's ball? Let me know. But he went up for that one. That boy got some hops. A true athlete in every sense.
Oh, okay. Is that what hops means? Okay.
Penalty to England.
Okay, because he said hops in the last one, and I wasn't sure what he meant. So it means he can jump.
Oh,
he
can
hop
beautifully once again.
I get it now.
Carried there first up from Ellis Genge, fresh off the bench in that bright white uniform. Owen Farrell, drop goal attempt.
Ooh.
And it's minutes the Springboks need.
Owen Farrell is one of the...
He got a leg on him, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he's made look like everything. Like, this man's kicking deep.
Yeah, Owen Farrell's been there a while. He's I mean, Dan Carter's known But Owen Farrell is known by the English team. He is one of their heroes. And I suppose that's why I've got a bit of a distaste for him. No, but you'll see him in the highlights. You'll see during the haka, they focus on him because he is the number 10, which is like your quarterback in a way, I suppose.
Score. Snyman wins it at the front.
Yeah.
Here comes Dion Ferree.
Okay.
Arkia Snyman.
Let's go.
Scores for South Africa.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Always want it. Big boy tried to get in there, hit him with the little pass on the side. He got it and trucked his way in there. Guys, it's just a matter of who wants it more. And that's what I love about rugby. The physicality is on a whole nother level, guys. It's like whoever wanted more is going to win at the end of the day. Period. That's all. It boils down to grit and just who's the toughest, guys. Let's go, South Africa. Come on, baby. Pull it out for me.
It's actually funny he says that because
It crabs to the left as a penalty. Advantage to South Africa.
it's funny he says that because in Chasing the Sun, you'll actually see during the halftime speeches that Rassie, the coach, does actually say to him, you know, we need to want it more. You know, you guys must go out there. You know, we are winning, but you need to show that you need it more.
South African hands aloft. They have come from behind, and they will.
I ain't gonna lie. At the beginning, it wasn't looking too good for South Africa. I think they was up by like 8 or 9 or something like that. And it came down to the wire. Man, I know that this game had to be incredible just seeing it in person, guys. I wish I could have been there. It looked electric. And like I said, it boiled down to who wanted it more. And South Africa is just used to winning. They're winners, guys. You can.
Thank you for that. Thank you, man. And I appreciate, you know, a lot of times when you Americans watch rugby, you say that. And it's because you've seen the highlights, really. You know, so you're missing out on the teams like Japan and Scotland, and Ireland has got some crazy players, man. Like physicality, you know, and big guys. I mean, the Japanese team has got some big guys, but I'd say they're probably one of the smaller teams. And man, they've got heart, dude. When you watch the World Cup, watch the Japanese World Cup from the last one, the 20. What was it? What are we now? 2024, 23. So the 2019 World Cup. Yeah, I actually did do math there because I don't know it off heart. But let's check out what he says about the All Blacks game, because now that he's seen the Springboks in England.
Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the family. Now, guys, I'm extremely excited to be reacting to the Springboks versus All Blacks, the rematch from 1995. And so I must preface this by saying I have seen the game. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch it at Monts Casino, where I told most of you guys that I will be going to watch it because it was all booked up. They wouldn't let anybody in, so I ended up watching it in a place called The Artistry in Santon.
What?
And the vibe was incredible, guys. This to be immersed in the culture with the locals was truly breathtaking. And watch all the way to the end because I'm gonna have some clips of that, you know, kind of showing you guys everything that we did and just the atmosphere after the win.
What?
So I'm excited to watch this.
Dude, that is awesome. He was here for the World Cup in South Africa. Wow, when you said Monte Casino, I thought maybe there was a Monte in Florida or something like that, or in New York or Miami. I didn't know where he was. But then when he said Santon, I'm like, what? You were seriously here in South Africa? That is awesome, dude. 62 million South Africans. Yeah, man, I gotta say, winning a World Cup in rugby. I mean, we've won World Cups in cricket and in hockey and, you know, stuff like that. But when it's a rugby, man, it really does have an impact that you never... Like, I was blown away as a South African by all the clips on YouTube and TikTok. So I'm excited to see what he has at the end here for us.
So let's not hold you guys up any longer. Let's get right into the video.
It's a last tango in Paris for the 2023 Rugby World Cup. South Africa against New Zealand. Who will stand alone? Alert to the...
Sorry, man, I just got to say, I dig the commentators, man. They come up with some of the craziest things. Where Cobus Reinach scored that hat-trick during the World Cup against Canadian Bacon against Canada in the 2019 World Cup. The commentator was, he's even more dangerous than climate change. And I've never forgotten that. That was hilarious, though. And when you watch the All Blacks or the Australian commentators, man, when if Bowden Barrett, like, I'll never forget when Bowden Barrett, I heard the commentary, like 3 different versions of the commentary for that, because you can watch it on Super Sport or on Sky Sport or on Fox Sport, or, you know, I think there's an ABC Sport or something like that as well, that covers the matches that go on in Australia and that. And dude, I tell you what, man, when you hear the different commentary, and like the one where Bowden Barrett scored that try against Australia in their World Cup, he was like, Bowden Barrett, Bowden, go boy, go Bowden. And you're like, dude, you're supposed to stay like non-biased when you're a commentator. But I mean, dude, that's almost awesome. I think the Spanish soccer commentators were always known as being the most emotional and expressive, but I think rugby's doing well, bro. The commentators sometimes come up with the best sayings.
Danger is Cody Taylor.
Yeah.
Jennifer Zelda, number 6.
Cody Taylor is another example.
Yeah. That is foul play. That's not an attempt to roll. So we do have foul play. You agree with that?
So, guys, this play, I do feel like this was a pretty dirty move by number 6. He looked like he did that on purpose, try to roll on this guy's ankle, and it kind of bent in. So, just, thank God that the guy wasn't injured or hurt in any major ways, anything like that, because that could have been a serious injury. I hate to see dirty plays like that, guys. And this guy, number 6, should have been thrown out the game for that. It was just a bad move. Like,
wow, that's actually super interesting that he comes in with that, man, because I hated this. I hated that we went in with a red card. You don't want to be winning a match with a red card. I mean, there are rules. You got to abide by the rules. If the other team gets a red card, you just, you play the game, because, you're 14 against 15. They're going to be playing harder. I mean, there are a lot of times where All Blacks or South Africa, I'm trying to think, there was another one, where was it Scotland, that were down to 14 guys, and yet they managed to still win. So yeah, sometimes when you get a red card against you, when you get a red card that works in your benefit, the psychology that the team goes through that you're against is sometimes even more dangerous, because now they know they have to make up for the player that's not there, and that can sometimes be more difficult to fight against a team like that, because you talk about who wants it more. When you got a player missing, you got to step up, man. So a lot of times having a player down, you think it's going to work to your advantage, but it's not, because psychologically the other team just gets so fired up.
I hate to see stuff like that.
I also hate it, man.
Agreed. Well, that is just the start of the All Blacks.
Yeah, but that's sucks,
inside
dude.
2.5 minutes.
Because all these guys are professionals.
Andre Pollard.
Yeah, that was
That's the
close.
first points of the World Cup. Andre Pollard to continue his 100% kicking rate. That is.
So, Springboks kicker, he has to be the best kicker in the World Cup. He hasn't missed a kick. I think I just heard the announcer say 100%, guys.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah.
He's clutch and a legit player. So, glad we got him.
Dude, you got to watch All Blacks, bro. When you see Dan Carter's record, I don't think anybody's ever going to get to the stats that Dan Carter has, man. He's got over 1,500 points. I think I saw it the one day. I need to keep it as a thing on my pictures, so I can just download it anytime that I have this conversation. But I love this guy's attitude about rugby. He's got to do more All Blacks, man. I don't know how people can watch South African rugby without watching the All Blacks.
World Cup. Only the second time of the final that New Zealand have been for the Springbok 22. Advantage All Blacks. Richie Mo'unga,
amazing
gets
kicker,
the All
man.
Blacks on the board in the World Cup final. Pollard from long range. Flags are up. Straight either. That's another give back.
Head contact with 33, so we do have foul play.
Yes, we do, yeah.
Okay, the yellow card has been reviewed. It's been upgraded. It's been upgraded to red. It's a high.
That moment there, when oh jeez, look, I'm getting so emotional now. Ardie Savea, I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, because I thought I did, but then I heard one of the All Blacks or the New Zealand commentators pronounce his name properly. I think it's Savea, Ardie Savea. But this guy here, man, I think he's one of the most amazing people in the world. I know that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever said. But man, when you watch him with the interviews with Sia Kolisi and everything, he is just such an incredible personality. And I've never met him. The crazy thing is, I used to work for Southern Sun, where all these guys used to stay, and I refused to idolize somebody. I refused to put a guy on a pedestal, because when I was young, I was religious, and I was told that that it's not right. But this guy, this moment here, where he looks at the ref and he goes, "It's been put up to a red," because I know they were all just waiting. They were all just waiting for him to get back on the field. This part of the game here just broke me. I was like, I was an All Black. When this happened, I was an All Black, dude. And I was like, no, dude, no. What is the time here? I think it was in the first 10 minutes. Zoom in on the time there. Oh, it's 33 minutes. Okay. Look, fair enough. In the last 10 minutes, Ches and Colby got a red card. So they were down to 14. So I think in the whole game, I think the All Blacks were down one man for like 20 minutes, because we got a yellow card and then Ches and Colby got a red at the end, or a yellow at the end. It didn't really matter, because it was the last 10 minutes. So I suppose for your record, you don't want to get a red, but yeah, man, this moment here just broke my heart. I'm actually going to play it in slow motion. Well, not slow motion. Yeah, let's play it in slow motion, make it really dramatic. Let's see if we can be like Rebel Moon. What's Rebel Moon? Zack Snyder. Let's see if we can play this game in like a 3-hour... make this game a 3-hour movie because everything's in slow-mo.
The card has been reviewed, it's been upgraded. Dude. Upgraded to red. It's a high degree of danger.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry, RD. Gee, you know what? This, for me, I know you smiling, buddy, but this moment here, oh, dude, that broke me. You can just check, like, his mind is just like, I want to tell the ref that that's bullshit, but you can't argue with the ref. It's not just the ref's decision. It goes up to the top with the TMO and everything. Sure, I don't know why I'm being so expressive about this, but that hurt me, bro. That really hurt me.
He was flabbergasted.
Yeah, he was, dude, because
But
that was just horrid, bro.
But one thing I can appreciate and commend about the sport of rugby is that they do a better job in protecting their players than the NFL does, for sure.
Okay.
Because I think in the NFL there was way more injuries that happened in the game. I know myself, I had 2 ACL surgery, 1 bone graft surgery, this all in my knee.
What?
Maybe 2 or 3 concussions, fractured foot, like this all type of things. And it seems here that they're doing the best they can to protect these players, and they're on it. Like they can see all the little things, and they're making sure that these guys are not playing dirty. Because without pads, these guys could really get hurt.
That's actually really incredible, man. Now I understand why he was so why he believed that was a necessary red card, because he's damaged his ACL twice. So yeah, man. Sure, this game is so old, but it's still
Disaster for New Zealand.
that red card just broke me, man.
Aims at post once again, and it's the same old story. Mo'unga adds 3 points for the All Blacks.
I'm gonna say this: these kickers have single-handedly, came in clutch in these games for wins. Like the kicker, I feel like in rugby is so important, especially when people are not getting tries. Like this literally has been a defining factor in wins and losses. It's huge.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like just the kicking game, man. It gets very frustrating. If you watch the Chasing of the Sun, you'll see that. I think during the England game, it wasn't the French game. I'm sure. Oh, wait, it was the last World Cup. It was during the one game where they said that they really didn't want to, but they knew that the only way that they could change the mindset of the English players and be dominant from a psychological point of view was to just keep kicking back and keep kicking back. And Handré Pollard, who's the main kicker for South Africa, said that I know that the spectators were booing us and they were hating the game. But for him, it was one of the most incredible games because it's almost as if he was in control of the game because of the fact that it was kick until you see that the other team is weak. Then you bring in all the other tactics. Then you run at them. Then you take them down. So that was amazing for me to hear, where Handré Pollard said everybody hated that game, the spectators hated the game, but we knew if we stuck to that game plan, then the English team would have changed their game plan, and as soon as they change, we can dominate them. So yeah, man, it's crazy when you hear the behind the scenes, because sometimes you think this is the worst game. I know we won, but it was the worst game I've ever seen. It was because that was the only way that we could beat them psychologically. So it's crazy, man. Watch Chasing the Sun. It really it blew my mind. The tactical stuff. Like you'll see a try on the game, and you'll be like, "Wow, dude, that was so lucky! Can you believe that happened?" And then you watch the behind the scenes, and they practiced that move for like 3 months, and you're like, "That is incredible."
Taylor goes long to Sevilla.
Yeah, Khaleesi, bro. This one, yeah. Woo!
And it's tough to see Khaleesi because he's coming in with his head down to make that shot.
Yeah, that's a tough one, guys. The thing is, these players are moving so fast. It's hard. It's like bang, like this bang type of plays, and it's hard for the players to just change their body positions while they're running full speed to hit someone.
He said bang bang. That just reminds me. I did the video Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which was Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer. You got to watch that, man. Everybody remembers Val Kilmer as the guy who was suffering from throat cancer in Maverick. But watch Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, man. He even did Jim Morrison. He played Jim Morrison. I've got to do a video reaction on that because he was an amazing actor, and I think we've forgotten just how amazing he was.
So I can see them why they gave him the yellow card, but I don't really agree with it because you can see he put his head down and tried not to make head-to-head contact with him. But he smashed him. He hit him hard.
The crazy thing is if if Khaleesi hadn't got a yellow card there, then it would have been the whole thing about that there's a conspiracy and that the refs and whatever are taking a knee, which is an expression you might understand in American football, but it might be wrong. But what it is that, and that's the thing that I think a lot of sports forget. The referee is here, but the referee is connected to the linesman and to the TMOs. And sometimes what has happened recently is the TMO can stop the game and say, this happened, go back. I think that happened with the South Africa All Blacks game with Talia, where he scored a try, and then the one where Will Jordan scored a try, and then of course the one with Moody when he scored against All Blacks, they were saying was offside. And then also the Kanye one, that incredible highlight that you see where he zigzags through everybody, but the one guy throws his arms up like that, but he's running so quickly you don't see it. So even though it was they scored a try, it was called back by the TMO because of a professional obstruction. So there was a guy that could have actually tackled Lokanya one, but the South African player was offside, so it was a professional foul. So even though they scored, TMO called them back. So that's the crazy thing with a decision like this. This is the only guy you see, so everybody goes, this ref's a piece of shit, he's got something against the All Blacks, he's just want South Africa to win. It's not his decision, dude. He's the guy who basically is the messenger. Like, I mean, he's the deciding factor without a doubt. But all these guys here on the side are speaking to him through comms as well. That's why every now and then you'll see the guys will stop the game to make sure the comms are working, because the comms aren't working properly. So yeah, it is to protect the players, but there's definitely, it's not like the cricket where, the people are always paying people to lose and shit like that. I don't know, dude. I don't watch cricket. I prefer a real sport.
I tell you that. I put him on the back. I like that. Once again, weight room.
It's like, I love it when people call golfers athletes.
Huge pass over the top to Mark Talia, who gets away from one and another. Mark Talia. Dead ball from Geordie Barrett over the top, the left foot step, the right hand fin, the ball through contact, goes backward. Bowden Barrett picks the ball up and finishes.
Oh!
Have to give credit where it's due, guys.
Yeah, I know you want to say that now, and I also felt that try was right. But there were a couple of people that released a clip about a week after the World Cup that try there, the ball went forward. And that shouldn't be a try. But give credit where it's due, man. Like I said, these two teams right here, these people right here, probably the most incredible people in the world. Their discipline, the amount of work they've put in. These are the Tom Cruises of the rugby world. These are the Conor McGregors or the Rafael Nadals. These are the top of everything that everybody tries to do, from your fitness to your discipline to your psychology to your teamwork to everything. No, they're not individuals. None of these guys are individuals.
That was a great try. Like, it was well orchestrated, should I say, and they were hungry for that. And this, man, throughout this whole game, it was so intense. You can tell everybody was on the edge of their seats. It was a literal nail biter. Everybody was so nervous in the place we were watching, including myself. It was like somebody, like when it came down to the end, I was like, man, I hope they win. I hate to see what the atmosphere is like if the Springboks lose this game. So everybody was like stressed out.
The crazy thing is, I know some people that are like hardcore fans refused to watch this game. It was just too much for them. And I actually know 3 guys that used to be mates of mine when we were younger, like trainees in the hotel industry, that were big rugby fans, and they actually stopped watching rugby because it just became too intense for them. They couldn't deal with the stress of watching the game. They only watch highlights.
To Anton Leonard-Brown. Leonard-Brown offloads. Chesley Colby.
This is it, bro.
Yeah, guys, and I didn't get that. Why was that? Why did he get a yellow flag for hitting the ball? Like, are you not supposed to hit the ball?
Not allowed to hit the ball, dude.
Want to do. So, can somebody put in the comment section why he got penalized for that? I don't understand.
It's a professional foul.
Geordie Barrett
73
to put the All
minutes,
Blacks in
dude.
front. And he's missed it. New Zealand looking for the steal here. Right
What?
at the end of this test match.
I forgot Geordie Barrett missed that, dude. Geordie Barrett is an amazing kicker as well. I forgot that he kicked that, man, that he missed that kick. Oh, I remember now. But the one thing, I remember when the All Blacks lost to France like 15 years ago. When the All Blacks got back to New Zealand was like shut down for like 2 weeks. I remember there was a GoPro or camera above Christchurch, I think it was. And in the documentary, they actually showed you this camera looking at the city, and there was like no one. It was like Corona. It was like the pandemic. There was like no one in the streets. Everybody in New Zealand was just in such a state of shock. But then they came back to have 100% win rates and to become like they retook their position as the most dominant rugby team in the world. And then they played the Springboks. Thanks, All Blacks.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah,
It's the 4th Rugby World Cup for South Africa.
dude. Yeah, thanks
Guys, when you
to.
missed that kick.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah, I forgot Rugby Pass, guys. Type in Rugby Pass TV. They've got the Chasing the Sun series, Rugby Pass. Man, I don't know why, but I thought he was on Die Hard Rugby. Wait, Die Hard Rugby just does highlights and stuff, right? No, I'm sure they have the game there as well. Okay, cool. So he said he's got a bunch of things afterwards here, where he was in South Africa. So I'm excited to see this, bro. Wow, dude, I completely forgot Geordie Barrett missed that kick. If Geordie had gotten that kick over, it would have been 13-12. Yeah, because, it would have been 13-12 to the All Blacks. Wow, dude.
the energy that where I was at was incredible. It was electric, guys. Like everybody felt in the room like, okay, we probably going to pull this one off just because this kick, it kind of sucks the momentum out of the team.
Yeah.
And, that would change everything. So with that missed kick, shout out to you for missing that kick because that probably was the game decider.
Dude, don't say that to Geordie, man. That's crazy, man. Shout out to you for missing that kick. It's so funny that I was talking about that and then he threw that back in there.
The deciding factor. So, man, it was such a great game, guys. It was back and forth, so tight and so close. And I had so much fun, guys. So, as I promised you guys, I said I was going to leave you some of the clips from where we were, and here we go.
That is awesome, bro.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed those clips. This much I enjoyed my time there, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching all the way through. And we probably have another series of reactions with cricket, guys. So if you have any...
I'm sorry, but I've fallen in love with this guy, man. his approach and everything is just so awesome. I really do dig him. But if I can go back to this clip here quickly, where he's in Santon, what you don't realize here. And this is what upsets me. We have the elections this year. Look at this, dude. Look at this. Young, old, black, white, everything is here, dude. Indian, colored, whatever. I don't know. Like, it's just... this is what we are. This is what rugby allows us to be. A bunch of, like, strangers standing together, joined by a single moment of people who are proud to be South African. This is it, right here, man. Just everybody. Look there. Look, different ages, different races... standing together, all together. That's what our country stands for. This is what President Mandela did by showing us that we can use rugby, something that we can all join together. I mean, during the Soccer World Cup, there was one of the politicians who actually said he's never seen so many white people wearing Bafana soccer uniform, or the soccer jersey, because we come together. Sport unites people, and as a child I never understood the importance of sport in a society. So when I watch something like this, and I think we got elections in a month's time, it really makes me a little bit too emotional, because if we can work together as a team like this, why do we have so many politicians that are forcing us to be separate? Why are we got everybody who's like, oh no, this land belongs to us, and this land belongs, which is the same as what's happening in Iraq, and but that's a religious war, which God wants. God wants the war, because there was one thing I learned as a Christian when I was a child, and that is the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he doesn't exist. So when people are bitching and moaning, and on Saturdays and Sundays when you get people knocking on your door, trying to bring the word of the Jehovah's Witness to you and that kind of stuff, all I want to say is this. If God is all powerful and God is all knowing, God knows that this war was going to continue for 3,000 years. The war in Russia, Iraq, what's it called, Palestine, and it's a religious war. It's a war that God wants, and I think God wanted this war to remind us that there is still a need for people to understand what religion is and what the power of a religion can do. Because, like I said, since 2012, the world has changed. The world has changed in a big way. That things that that shouldn't be acceptable are acceptable. Mass violence, mass drug use. I mean, states that are legalizing drugs in order to bring down the country. I don't know why you guys are doing that, man. What the hell? How is America benefiting from having all these? I mean, in South Africa, all we've seen is all the prostitutions and all the drug use with this ketamine and everything that's going on in America. Somebody please in the comments explain to me why America has this tactic where they need to destroy their people. You know, after the Vietnam War, it was bringing drugs into the black communities, you know, bringing it into Harlem and all those things about the Bronx, and I don't even know what areas it is. You know, we get to see limited stuff by what the news and everything allows us to see, but I've never understood why a country feels that they benefit from running their people down into poverty. What possible benefit is there to legalizing drugs to the point where people are sleeping on the side of the street and it's become acceptable? I don't understand that. If we can come together like this, where all different ages and cultures and people are united. I mean, we even have an American guy here in our team. Look at this. Look at all the people screaming and shouting, different ages, different races, mixed relationships. I mean, what the hell, dude? Look at it. It's not like all the white people are in one corner, all the Zulus in one corner, all the Xhosas in one corner. We're standing together. Why can't we do this as a country when the elections are on? Why can't we stand together as a people? That's what President Mandela was showing us we can do with sport. America and South Africa, you both have elections on this year. Please, guys, vote for what is right. Don't just vote for black or white. Don't just go, ooh, I'm white, I'm voting for a white company. Or, ooh, I'm black, so I'm voting for a black company or political party. Anyway, have a great day, guys. I want to watch another rugby video now. I've gone and made myself all emotional about that last minute kick and now about elections, man. Cool. I love you all, and I'm grateful to this guy from Freedom Chasers. You look like you got a great family. I love this part here at the end where I see you and your daughter. That's a great clip, man. I hope that YouTube's looking after you and that you're doing well, man. Great, guys. Have an awesome day. As much as I love him, I've seen these two games so many times. I want to see, there was another guy that I wanted to check, so I'm going to do a quick video on him. Get some more of the skills and the fast players and the I'm him moments. I dig those. Okay, cool, guys. Thanks for joining me today. Sorry about the political thing, man. It's just so frustrating. Feels like we're always going 2 steps forward and then 10 steps back.
Then put them on. Find a way, you know, if it's not against the laws of the game. And, you know, if you've got the quality forwards we have where the one that comes off, you actually can't tell the difference between him and the guy who started. You can never do it if you don't have the personnel to do it.
It's not a crazy idea. If you look at the versatility that we have within our group, I mean, it's not a crazy idea.
Yeah, so first of all, I always wanted to do it. We eventually had the squad to be able to do it.
I am the product of Africa and have long the cherished dream of a rebirth that can now be realized.
And there is indeed a cup of gold at the end of the South African rainbow.
So that all of our children may play in the sun.